Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Manoj, and we are doing a series on parenting. And if you have not seen the last two videos, I suggest you quickly go have a look at those two videos. This is Zealous Academy's parenting module that we are covering. So, in this video, I really want to speak about the philosophies we must adopt when we're talking about parenting. Okay, and what do I mean by philosophies? Philosophy means the way we think about things. And is it really important to have a philosophy? Yes, I think so. Because if you're actually operating, or if you're actually parenting and you do not have a thought process behind it, then you're really missing out on some effective parenting approach. Okay, and if you're somebody who is yet to be a parent, I think you are really lucky because you're actually getting prepared as a parent. This is something I always tell young couples, even before they have kids. You should really think about parenting. Are you ready as a parent is something that you should really think about. Many of us are accidents in the world, and as soon as a child is born, child is new to the world. Even parent is new for themselves. They're becoming a parent at that very moment, right? So just because you were a child once and you had your childhood does not qualify you as somebody who knows how to be a parent, right? Just because you underwent surgery does not mean that you know how to be a surgeon, right? How to do surgery. Or just because you have earned money does not mean that you're good at managing money. Okay, you get my drift, right? What I'm trying to say here is sometimes we assume that we have gone through childhood, we have become teenagers, we have become adults, we now are capable parents. I think that way of thinking is flawed. Okay, so I'm really asking you to think about, it's a good idea to really have a philosophy about becoming a parent or how to parent. Okay, so the number one thing that we see with most of us as parents is we are obsessed with this idea of discipline. Okay, we feel it's our responsibility to really discipline our kids, discipline our children, really. If a child is not really disciplined, you think you're really doing a setback for your kids, right? You feel that it's really not good. You feel like you are not a responsible parent. Okay, so let me just share my thoughts on this. I feel the primary responsibility of a parent is not about discipline. The primary responsibility of a parent is to really love your child. The primary responsibility is to make the kid feel that you matter, like you're somebody, regardless of what you do. I still love you. That is a message a kid would aspire for. Don't you think so? We all are so obsessed about grooming our kids, or making them ready for the society and make them just another cog in the wheel. We are so obsessed with disciplining them. They should sit in a certain way, they should act in a certain manner, they should conduct themselves in a certain way, they should almost like machines. What are we up to if you're actually operating from that angle of disciplining them? Would you be happy as a parent if your kid is a straight A student, grows up into a fantastic human being with all the attributes that you wanted, but is not fulfilled, is not happy? Would you be really, you think you would be a successful parent? I don't think so. I wouldn't feel that way if my daughter were to really go by the books, follow every disciplinary aspect, and really is not a fulfilled human being. That would be a disaster. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that for any parent to experience that. Okay, so the first thing as a parent, I think we should adopt as a philosophy is loving them is more important than disciplining them. Okay, they need to feel loved. That is the number one rule that me and my wife, we keep that as a foundational principle. Okay, let me speak about the second one. The second one is, so there are things that I'm going to speak in this video which may vibe with you, which may not vibe with you. It doesn't matter. These are things that I personally feel strongly about. So it's up to you if you really want to consider them. The second one is become a true friend to your kids. Okay, have you look back at your own childhood days when you had a problem, when you had some issues? Most likely, would you share it with your parents or would you share it with your friends? Chances are high that first time you must have shared it with your parents, and after seeing their reaction, you became very smart. You knew what you need to do next, right? Next time we went to our friends. And why do we go to our friends? Because we feel they don't judge us. We feel that they accept us. They understand us. Okay? How would it be that if you could become that person, that friend who can really understand your child? Children do not want to be bossed around. They do not want somebody who is constantly nagging them, do this, do that. Most of the times, our conversations with our kids are pretty much instructional. Don't you think so? If you look at it, from the moment they get up, go brush your teeth, make your bed, attend this class, listen to this. No, you cannot do that. How much of our vocabulary is filled with no? If you ask a kid, pretty much the very sight of the parent is all about no. Do you ever recollect, if you look at your own childhood, that did we have a sense of, our parents almost approving of what we want to do? Why is that? Because, as I told you, there is this invisible script which is running in our heads, and that has been drilled again and again, and we are just passing on. We are just almost like zombie parents, we're just running the same script. Okay, so the second point that I really invite you to consider is you need to operate from a place of friendship. If you really genuinely build friendship with your kids, you will be amazed how much they will trust you with whatever they want to share. They will really open up their world, and then you get access and insight that you wouldn't have got it otherwise. Most of us are, as parents, we are worried what kind of influence they are actually getting from outside. What if you could be that influencer? Okay, rather than becoming somebody who wants to control, become that kind of person who is an influencer. They feel influenced in your presence. Okay, and that brings me to the third point. The third point, or the third philosophy that we need to adopt, is become a role model. I think if you have heard me speak previously, I'm a big endorser of becoming the kind of a person you want to see or model that behavior outside, right? So you become that person. If you're somebody who's been telling your kids to exercise, if you're somebody who's been telling your kids to eat healthy, are you doing those things? Are you eating healthy? Are you exercising enough? Are you modeling those behaviors? Are you the one who's spending so much time in front of a television or the computer, and you're asking your kids, stay away from the screen, it's really not good for you? Well, look at your own self. If you're not modeling those behaviors, how do you expect that your kids will respect you for that? Okay? If you really want to hold some kind of influence on your kids, become an uncompromising role model for them by actually auditing your own self. Okay, and this is a very difficult thing to do, because all of us are for years together developed certain habits which we can't break, and we think we need to change the habits for our kids. Okay, and one of the easiest way to lose influence on the kids is not being congruent. What you say and what you do is not congruent. If it is not matching, you're saying something but you're not practicing yourself, I think you will be highly disrespected from your kids. Okay, so my third philosophy that I would really require you to think about and start adopting is becoming those role model that you really want to see your kids doing it. As and Andy Stanley, one of the famous authors, and he's one of the very well established pastors for North Point Community Church. Okay, and he speaks about a concept called developing a North Star as a family. Okay, what I mean by that is, we as a family, you, if you're a husband, wife, and your children all together, should have a common family goal or a value system. What do you mean by North Star is, overall the family knows this is the direction or this is the value system that we really want to follow. Okay, maybe the value system is, we will probably eat together. Okay, as a family, we will all eat together. As a family, we will always speak the truth. Okay, we will be not dishonest, we'll be honest. As a family, we decide to celebrate some kind of rituals. So you got to decide what is the family ritual or family North Star. What is the direction you really want to head? The only way to really resolve anything is to have a family discussion, could be a North Star for you. Okay, like Andy Stanley's, in one of his videos, he said, we want to develop a culture where, he says, I've written this down, children, as they grow up, okay, so one of these value system that Andy Stanley mentioned in his video was, children who want to be with each other, that is with their siblings and with the parent, even when they don't have to. Isn't that amazing? It's a great point, which means that you as a parent have developed a culture in the family where the kids love to be with you regardless of whether they have to be or not to be, right? Isn't that amazing? So you can develop these philosophies in your family, deciding what are those things that you'd want to decide as a family unit. Okay, so those are the 4 points that I wanted to speak in this segment. If you really like our videos, I would highly invite you to subscribe our channel, give it a like, share it with your friends, and also check out our Instagram page and also our Facebook page. In my next video, we'll be speaking about some practical tips that you can start adopting to be an effective modern day parent. Thank you.